Hello and welcome to Huskies All Access. I'm Darren Dupont alongside Dallas Carpenter and Tom Croker, and we've got an All Access pass to show you this team like never before. But before we can get into the 2014 season, we got to take a look back at how 2013 came to an end.
The Huskies and the Manitoba Bisons in Canada West playoffs from Investors Group Field in Winnipeg. We'll pick this one up in the second half. Bisons up 17-5, and Drew Burko getting the Huskies offense going. Finding Kit Hillis over the top for a 61-yard catch and run. Bisons lead cut to 5. Still in the third quarter. Burko working the arm. He racked up 500 yards through the air in this one. This one 52 yards to Mitch Stevens in double coverage, no less. Gonna miss that hair with the Huskies this season. That led to this. Burko in the red zone, finding Kit's younger brother Mitch Hillis for the score. On to the fourth quarter, Dogs keeping it rolling. It's Burko to Stevens over the middle. A 50-yard touchdown catch for Stevens, and the Huskies lead by 12. Now, cue Jordan Yance and Nick Dembski. Over the top, 40-yard touchdown strike. Huskies lead. Now cut to 5. Burko will look to answer for the Huskies, and he's going back to the air. Down the right sideline for Mitch Hillis. He finds his way into the end zone for his second score of the game, and the Husky lead back to 12. Just over 5 to go. Bison's in the red zone, and it's Yance to guess who? Dembski over the middle. Lead cut to 5. Now just 90 seconds to play in the ball game, and Yance airing it out. And he finds Dembski, third touchdown catch of the ball game, and the Bisons take the lead. 2-point conversion is no good, so the Huskies trailing by just a single point. Burko going to try and put the Huskies in a field goal range. Up across the 35-yard line, setting up Denton Kolodinski for the win.
This is the most important kick of Denton Kolodinski's life from the 44. It's into the line. He squibs it, got the top of the football, and the Manitoba Bisons are on to the Hardy Cup.
It's Kolodinski into the line. The field goal no good. The Bisons, they win the ball game by a single point as the Huskies 2013 season came to an end. The Bisons, they went on to the Hardy Cup.
That really brought back some fond memories.
Yeah, hey, so where does that loss rank as far as all-time Husky games and losses in your mind?
You know, I look at it from within the Canada West Conference. You can't really compare it, I don't think, to any Vanier Cups or bowl games, but within the Canada West Conference, there's 3 that stand out. I look at the 2010 Can West semifinal loss to Alberta, 4 touchdowns we gave up in the fourth quarter. That stands alone. 2009 Canada West semi was a great back-and-forth battle, a tough loss to Calgary. A lot of us felt that Saskatchewan had the team to win the Vanier that year if we'd have got through that game. And then I think last year's, they really battled hard after a rough first half, and I think just the way that fourth quarter went down, I think that would be next in line.
Dallas, the way that season ended, how do you think that shaped the way the Huskies approached this past offseason?
Well, I mean, I think it fired them up, knowing that they had the team to potentially go into Calgary and really compete with the Dinos there in the Hardy Cup. I think that really, put the fire under them in the offseason to make some improvements, which they clearly needed to do, and to give them that edge that they were missing last year. And I think through recruiting and through coaching changes, they've done that.
Well, we'll talk to Brian Towriss about some of these changes as we head to training camp when Huskies All Access continues. Welcome back to Huskies All Access, and down here at Griffith Stadium in sunny Saskatoon for training camp for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. And like we mentioned, we've got an all-access pass to show you this team like never before. Time now in the program for our weekly coaches chat, where we chat with Brian Towriss, the head coach of the Huskies, and Brian has a few extra responsibilities this season. Brian, first of all, just talk about your feeling of camp so far. I mean, gotta feel good to get back at it.
Yeah, it does, and our kids have worked so hard in the off season that they were anxious and ready to go. And it's like every other training camp we've ever had. You go 6 or 7 days of twice a day. There's your ups and downs. There's your hostilities. Kids get tired, and by the end of camp, you know each other inside out pretty well. So we'll be happy when Friday comes. We can get a day off and then come back and get ready for the regular season.
Who impressed you the most with the way they came back into camp after the off-season?
Well, I mean, there's lots of guys that have had great camps. One guy that's impressed us a ton, and we knew it from watching Ryder Camp and being at Ryder Camp, is Andre Lalonde. And we knew how good a football player he was and how athletic he was, but his ability to learn and grasp offense and not make mistakes. And I'm sure the pro camp experience helped him. But he, his mental side of the ball we knew nothing about, but he's a quick learner, and he's been great there. Certainly defensively, Jeff Hughes looks the part. He missed most of last season with that injury, and he's been really, really good during camp. And certainly the most impressive player on the field from day one has been Mark Ingram.
A big season of change for your coaching staff as well. Talk about some of the guys that came in, Scott Forey, Laurence Nixon, and how they've made an impact.
Well, I know one thing, we're getting along great, and guys are working hard and having fun, and just Scotty's experience and knowledge, and you can tell the people he's been around, and both players and coaches, it's great to listen to him, just because he understands everything and knows everything, and we knew that when he played, because that's the way he was when he played here, and then you go on and play 15 years and probably the most decorated Husky ever in this to come out of this program. But he's a great addition. Lawrence's enthusiasm has been great. The individual attention for the cues has been really good too.
This offseason has been different for you too, taking on a little more different responsibilities, and some of the onlookers in camp are saying it's the first time they're hearing you yelling during practice and getting more involved and running around.
Yeah, that part's been fun. The 4 hours of sleep a night hasn't been much. I mean, but we've been we're going hard, and we're making mistakes. There's no question. The transition isn't smooth, but I don't think it is. We watched Ryder practices, and it wasn't smooth every day either, and we just got to get more used to calling the offense and knowing where people is, and it'll help when we settle into one group of personnel and narrow things down a little bit.
It's got to be somewhat nice to be able to try and erase last season's playoff loss when you get Manitoba in week 1. Yeah,
and you got to win your home games in this league, and they're very good. They're a good football team. They returned most of their line. Offensively, I think they returned their whole offensive line. Defensively, I think they got 3 of the 4, and that was one of the strengths of their teams. Yance back at quarterback, so they're going to miss Coombs a little bit. They're going to miss their middle linebacker, who's in the CFL. Both of those guys, but they got a very good football team, and it's going to be a good test for us. We hope to jump them early and get some confidence rolling ourselves.
Well, it's early in the season, I mean, in camp as well, but what are your expectations for the year? I mean, do you have any expectations?
Well, yeah, we're a young football team. We're a new team, but we've said new team, same dream. I know one thing: if we can stay healthy, this team's going to get a lot better over the course of the year. It's not like we're starting the same 6 guys that have played for 3 years on a receiver or whatever. That they weren't learning a whole bunch more. These kids are learning stuff every day, and there's a couple guys that have just tremendous athletic ability. Jalan Lynch, he's been around for a couple years now. He's got his opportunity. He's had a great offseason. He looks like the CFL receiver out there running around. He's big and strong and just glides. But we know he's got some growing to do too. So those guys, he's got the upside on him, and Osmond and those guys is huge.
Awesome. Well, Coach, I'll let you go.
Good deal. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good deal.
Thanks.
Okay, this is a minute with Mitch Hillis, receiver for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. Okay, we got 1 minute on the clock. Okay. You ready for this?
Yep.
Okay, quick answers, 1 minute. Here we go. All right, favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Favorite pro team and pro player?
Any sport?
Any sport.
The Dolphins and Calvin Johnson.
You got 10 seconds to tell me your worst road trip story.
Losing rock, paper, scissors 27 times in a row to Burgess to go to the bathroom on the bus.
27 times? How does somebody lose 27 times in a row?
He was in my head. I don't know.
Pretty predictable. Favorite video game?
Madden.
Best movie you've seen in the past year?
Rise of the Planet Apes.
Worst meal somebody could cook for you?
I don't know.
Okay, 20 seconds are on the clock now. 5 things that we don't know about you.
I'm left-handed.
10 seconds.
I don't know. I'm lost.
Come on.
I sprained both ankles, and yeah.
Time. All right, that's a minute with Mitch Hillis. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Still to come, we put a live mic on Huskies quarterbacks coach Laurence Nixon at training camp. We'll sit down with a former Husky pivot when Huskies All Access continues.
Welcome back to Huskies All Access here in Saskatoon for Huskies training camp. And we had a great opportunity this week to mic up the new quarterbacks coach for the Huskies, Laurence Nixon. We got some great stuff. We also got a chance to sit down with the former Husky pivot.
You are live with DJ Larrington.
What was the one thing you think that we'd catch you doing on camera that you might not be aware of?
I don't know. I have a tendency to kind of jump around and get pretty fired up, and I don't know, I'm not even thinking sometimes when I'm just flying around singing tunes. I don't know what I'm doing. So.
Oh, this is the part right here. This is the part right here. Ready?
Is this you? That's how you jumping when you're just flipping up.
Oh yeah, play it all day long. Tell me the story of the DJ.
Oh, the DJ.
DJ Larrington.
So DJ Larrington, that's my night job. No, I've been an amateur DJ for a few years now. You know, making some tunes, making mixes and things, just stringing songs together. I like to listen to them that way. Started putting them online and people started listening. So I've got a bit of a cult following, I guess. You know, just some close friends. But you know, I brought it back here with the team, and so everyone calls me DJ. So I was kind of joking about why I was mic'd up was because there's actually you know, BPM TV's doing a little segment on me during my day job, which is a Husky football coach.
Yeah, Hard Knocks came to me, said, hey, you know, we want to do a series pilot project. I was saying that this is actually this is BPM TV. They're looking at DJs while they do their daytime job. So here they are from Copenhagen, coming to Saskatoon to visit me, mic me up, see what I'm doing during the day. At night, just killing the club. That's where I have my heartbreak. Yeah, man. Yeah. BPM TV, they came to do a thing on DJs in their day job. So next up, they're flying out to Miami to hit Tiesto. Yeah.
Talk about now the transition from being a player to a coach and what that's been like.
You know, it's been interesting. I've had a few years out of the game, you know, working. I've been doing some broadcasts and things with Shaw, but I've been working with some high school kids, and I think that really helped me sort of understand which fundamentals I feel are really important, so that when I came into the season working with Drew, you know, I had a good idea in my head of the types of things I think he could work on.
Take it now. Yes. Get upfield, get upfield. Yes. No! What?
It's the one thing you miss about playing.
Oh, the one thing I miss about playing, you know what? Getting ready for game day. I love game day. You know, getting here early, getting in the locker room, and just kind of getting into your head. Like, you know, you scheme all week, you kind of go through all that work, and come game day, you just got to kind of let it go, and just be in the moment. And I think, you know, you get that feeling. You know, on game day, if you prepared well enough, it's not nervous. It's sort of that anxiety that I get every day when I'm out flying around as a coach now. I feel it's just that anxiety, like, you know, you're just excited to get out there and compete, and that's something that I miss.
Yeah, what's the one thing you can bring to that group of quarterbacks, and especially Drew?
You know, I think a lot of the things we're going to be doing now with the offense go back to some of the concepts we did when I was playing. Yeah. So that makes it a lot easier in terms of, you know, talking about read progression, you know, and kind of even just some of the footwork things and how to do that. It's not to say that I did things extremely well, you know, but it's just coming from some experience, and I can just kind of, you know, pinpoint some of the things that I did that did give me some success in different areas.
Awesome. We'll take your thank you very much for this.
No, thank you.
And
that's great.
Enjoy the season.
Thanks a lot.
And welcome back to Griffith Stadium here for Huskies training camp. And each week we're going to profile one of the members of the Huskies football team. And this week it's fifth-year receiver Kit Hillis, the 2012 University of Saskatchewan Male Athlete of the Year, looking to rebound after he was slowed by injuries in 2013. Who is Kit Hillis?
Well, I like to, I guess I'm a receiver for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies and an Edwards School of Business student here at U of S.
Okay, but that's boring. Who is Kit Hillis? Like, who are you as a person?
Who am I? You know, I'm a pretty fun-loving guy, I like to say. You know, a bit of a goofster. I like keeping it light sort of with the fellas and, you know, cracking jokes and keeping everyone on their toes with, you know, little comments here and there.
So if I ask around your teammates, what are they going to say about you?
Let's see, extremely good looking. No, I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm, you know, a good guy. You know, friendly. Always up to, you know, for any situation, I guess.
If there's a player in pro football that you most resemble as a player, who is it?
Oh, well, I mean, I'll just go based on stature, sort of. I mean, I've heard of the Weston Dressler, you know, sort of comments a lot. So, and then, you know, in the NFL, a guy maybe like Wes Welker or something like that. Sort of, I've heard that before, and I think I like to sort of try to pride myself to resemble their game because I think they're both phenomenal receivers.
Who's the funniest guy in the locker room for the Huskies?
Oh, I just, you know, I think Mark Ingram, you know, I would get a kick out of him. So we sort of like to go back and forth, making fun of each other, saying different things. So I always get a kick out of Mark and some of the O-linemen. Matt Long, he always, he's sort of he's a quiet guy, but when he speaks up, we get a kick out of him.
So you're as much of a veteran as you're going to find in this team. What's the worst thing you've made a rookie do at training camp that you can actually tell us?
Yeah, well, see, you know, I think I've seen rookies get treated badly, especially early in my career. And so, and I never really was into that, you know, and I actually just try to, I'm a softie to the rookies, I think, you know, make them get me food, or, you know, if I'm having an ice tub, maybe go get ice, or we always make the receivers go get us towels after practice. So, so I mean, pretty minor, but it's nice when you guys get to some of your...
It's going to be tough to leave and not have that kind of special treatment.
I was going to say, everything's given to you.
What's your goals for the season personally?
You know what, I got to just say team success. I love winning more than anything, and nothing brings me more down than losing. And so, you know, winning first and foremost, and personal goals, being able to contribute in a win. You know, so whether it's scoring a game-winning touchdown or making the game-winning block, you know, you always want to be part of it. And so, doing whatever I can do to help our team win, and you know, hopefully maybe score a few touchdowns along the way.
Who's the first person you thank when you score a touchdown?
Oh, it's got to be my quarterback. Yeah, he's sort of, you know, it's. As a receiver, I just view myself as lucky every time I have a chance to catch the ball. You know, it doesn't matter if it's you know, a high pass over the middle you could get crushed on, or a low one in the dirt. I'm just happy to get that ball. So anytime I have an opportunity to go up and get it, you always got to thank the quarterback. And luckily, I think I always seem to get mobbed by the whole team in the end zone, and so you always just see a bunch of smiling faces.
Sometimes you get a day off during the week after a big win. The odd time you get a half a day off in training camp. What does Kit Hillis do with a day off?
The day off, relax, ice my body.
A lot of relaxing?
A lot of relaxing. I like video games, so you know, doing that.
To this point, what's been your best memory with the Huskies?
You know, I'd say it's sort of twofold. It's both running onto the field with, I mean, the crazy display that they give us, and to these cheering fans at home. I mean, there's honestly nothing like it. And it's even better when at the end of that game, you sort of look up and all those fireworks are shooting up in the sky, and you're full of elation, and you're with, you know, all your best friends on the team, because we're all pretty much a brotherhood. And so, yeah, celebrating, you know, on the field, in the locker room, and then just that feeling, it's very tough to describe, and I don't think there's anything else that can give it to you.
Awesome, man. Kit, that's all I got for you.
Well, thanks so much.
You passed. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Awesome. Enjoy the season.
The Outsiders are back as we head to the studio to tee up the Week 1 matchup against the Manitoba Bisons when Huskies All Access continues.
All right, welcome back to Huskies All Access. Back in the studio now with Dallas Carpenter and Tom Croker again. These two are the Husky Outsiders, and you can find them online at huskyoutsider.com. And you know, Tom, you like the position battle through training camp at the corner position.
You know, I think a lot of us were expecting Travoy Martinez to have the boundary corner position locked down, and right now we're seeing he's in a tight battle with Lance Bashutsky, who's a converted running back, actually, a freshman last year who was moved midway through the season to cornerback. They really like his athleticism, so we'll have to see how that one turns out.
Lots of position battles, interesting position battles throughout camp. Dallas, you like the running backs. They caught your eye.
Well, I mean, that caught my eye because of the intense battles and the quality of the recruits there. Jarvis James, he was the #1 guy on the depth chart coming into camp, but he's certainly been challenged there. Andre Lalonde, who was with the Rough Riders in their training camp for the past 2 years, he has challenged and brought another element with his size and his physicality in there. And of course, Tyler Chow, who was recruited out of Calgary this year, one of the top running back recruits in the country. He's looking very good as well.
Yeah, very, very good. Now, as far as offensive players to watch on this team throughout the season, who do you like, Dallas?
Well, I do like Lalonde. Andre Lalonde, he spent 5 years with the Saskatoon Hilltops. He was a CJFL All-Canadian in 2013. He had 1,367 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was a monster last year. Like I said, he attended 2 Rough Rider training camps, so that says something right there about him. He's a big downhill runner, hits the holes hard and hits the defenders even harder. And he's also an effective receiver, so expect to see a lot of him this year. And another guy who caught my eye, who was profiled just recently in the Star Phoenix, was Ryan Bredner. He's a native of Cherokee, Texas. He's the biggest Husky at 6'8", 325 pounds. He's impressed the coaching staff in winter workouts and in spring camp. And he's a strong guy, obviously, and he has excellent foot speed for a guy that size.
Well, shifting to the defense, Tom, and a couple of players you like to watch, or you've got your eye on here for the season.
I think Timmy Ogbaje is going to end up being a fan favorite. He's a second-year Husky from Edmonton. He's tough to block and very strong, very quick off the ball with very fast hands. He's a fast twitch guy and a big body, and that's something hard to find. He's very talented, and the coaches tell us that it's just a matter of getting him into the right place and that he's really come along since the winter workouts. I also like Mark Ingram, safety from Imperial, Saskatchewan. He was earned All-Canadian honors in 2013, which was his first season with the Huskies. He's an amazing athlete with a nose for the ball. He finds a way to get there and does so with a lot of physicality. Makes big plays and big hits all the time.
Week 1 set to kick off in Canada West. The Huskies are hosting the Manitoba Bisons. As we take a look at the keys to the game now, Dallas, your keys to the game on offense.
Well, on offense, they have to get the running game going early and get it working early and often. The Huskies had the second worst running game in the Canada West last season, so that's obviously key for them. They have to get this going to take the pressure off the passing game and keep the defense off the field. They need consistency from the offensive line. There were a lot of holes last year. The opposing defenses took advantage of that in a big way, and a big part of that obviously is staying healthy because they're a little bit thin when it comes to the depth on that position. And they have to take what the defense gives them. They don't need to go for the big gain on every play. They need to look for the open receivers underneath. There are always a lot of open receivers, 5, 6, 7 yards downfield, and so play the second and short game all day long.
The Bisons, despite losing star running back Anthony Coombs, still very dangerous on offense. Tom, what are the keys on defense and special teams?
Well, I think the biggest is the Husky defense has to get off the field when they have Manitoba in second and long situations. Last year in that Canada West semifinal, I think part of what made the loss so painful was Manitoba's last 3 touchdowns were scored on 2nd and 25, 2nd and 13, and 2nd and 11. They can't let this happen if they want to maintain fourth quarter leads and win important games. I also think we need to put some pressure on the Bison QB, Jordan Yance, who I think might be the best passer in the conference. Switching over to special teams, we need a consistent day from Denton Kolodziejski with his punting. Field goal kicking too, but I think punting primarily. Denton's got a strong leg, but he's prone to mishitting a few punts. In the Huskies' next to last drive in that previous matchup, Denton had a shank and when we were trying to pin Manitoba deep, we just can't have that if we want to come away with a big win.
All right, guys, prediction time. 3 games in week 1 of the Canada West schedule. Let's start first with Alberta visiting Calgary. We all know Alberta has had their struggles back to 2010 to try and find their last win in Canada West. Tom?
Tough way for the Bears to have to start the season going into Calgary to face the Dinos. I think they're going to be an improved team. I think they'll do better than their 55-point loss to the Dinos last year, but Calgary wins this game handily. I'll say Dinos by 28.
Dallas?
And you know, I'm pretty much in the same camp there. I think Alberta has definitely improved, but they're a couple of years away from taking that one. So I'll say they'll keep it a little closer, maybe by 21.
Let's make it unanimous. Calgary over Alberta, and I think 28's pretty kind, but we'll leave it there. Regina's going to host UBC. Tom?
I think this is an interesting matchup. UBC has the kind of rushing attack that Regina hopes to have this year. They averaged well over 200 yards a game last season. I believe Regina has a clear edge in the passing game. If they can find a way to get well over 100 yards on the ground this game, I think Regina can come away with a win. I'm going to take the Rams in what I think is a slight upset. I'll say Regina by 4.
And I'm going to say UBC will take this one by 7. I think that they're improved over the last year, even though they're missing 4 starting offensive linemen. I still think they have the weapons on offense to take this one, even though Regina is looking tough at home. I think the Thunderbirds take this one for sure.
I like Regina at home. I mean, Frank McChrystal on his retirement tour across Canada West, and they've got a great passing game, so I like the Rams in this one. And finally, Manitoba and Saskatchewan. I mean, we talked to Brian Towriss earlier in the show, and it's got to be good for them to be able to get back and play Manitoba in week 1.
Based on what we saw last year, there's no doubt these are 2 evenly matched teams. Huskies typically play very well in season openers. The record indicates that over the years. I'm going to give us the slight edge. I'm going to say Huskies by 3.
Both of these teams have lost some important players over the offseason. Anthony Coombs in Manitoba, obviously he's a big person to fill his shoes. And in the Huskies, they lost 3 starting offensive or defensive linemen and 3 receivers. So I think it's still a fairly even match, but I think the Huskies will take this one at home by about 10.
All right, I'll take the Huskies as well in this one. As it is a Huskies program, I wouldn't be too liked if I picked Manitoba, but Huskies by 6. And you can catch the Huskies and the Manitoba Bisons on Shaw and Shaw Direct with Jim Mullen having the call on that one. So enjoy the game, and thanks for watching Husky All Access. We'll be back with you next week.